We're here today with Daniel Hudson Burnham, the architectural mastermind behind Chicago's famous White City.
Mr. Burnham, how did you manage to construct the White City in such a short period of time?
Well, I had a lot of help from other famous architects, including Frederick Law Olmsted. Although my partner, John Root, passed away before finalizing our plans, our team of preeminent Eastern and Chicago architects collaborated to build the World's Fair that opened in 1893.
What are some of the challenges that you faced during the fair?
In the beginning, many of the final drafts for the fair's buildings arrived late, and our team also struggled to finalize a location for the fair, eventually setting on Jackson Park. As we constructed the fair, the exposition suffered a lot of bad luck.
What type of bad luck?
Acts of God, mostly. A fire here, a windstorm there, and budget cuts midway through the fair.
Why did you exclude Buffalo Bill's Wild West show from the grounds of the fair? I heard it was a sensation.
Yeah, we regret that decision. In fact, while we struggled to build the Ferris wheel, customers were often more interested in what Colonial Cody had to offer.
You mentioned the Ferris wheel. Can you elaborate on this feat of American engineering?
Yes, we out-Eiffeled the Eiffel. We set out to create an attraction greater than the Eiffel Tower, and we succeeded. Never again will American engineers be considered inferior to their European contemporaries.
Chicago also surpassed the Paris World Fair's record attendance level. How did you achieve that?
Well, I'm most proud of the Grand Court, which I designed myself. Visitors were astounded by its beauty, and some were even brought to tears. But we also owe the fair's success to spectacles like Midway, which featured many exotic cultures in Olmsted's Wooded Isle.
That is amazing. How did it feel to be chosen for this project?
I felt extremely gratified, but also terribly nervous, particularly after my late partner passed away.
And now that your fair enjoys international acclaim?
Though I never attended Harvard or Yale, this accomplishment demonstrates that I'm on par with even the most famous Eastern architects. They'll be coming to me for consultations now.
Thank you for taking the time to stop by. What do you have planned now that the fair is over?
Well, right now I'm on track to design a railroad station in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
If it's as beautiful as your Grand Court, I look forward to traveling in style, Mr. Burnham. Up next, an inside look at the settlement house movement. Jane Addams opens up about the Hull House.
Alternating current might have powered the World Fair, but can you trust it? Thomas Edison exposed healthy animals to alternating current, and this was the result. Is this the face of American progress? Stay direct, stay safe.
You witnessed her tantalizing danse du ventre at the Chicago World Fair, but she's back and more scandalous than ever. Come see Farida Mazar's scandalous routine, if you dare.
Hungry with no time to make breakfast? Try shredded wheat straight from the Columbian Exposition. It's delicious, nutritious, and completely hassle-free. Try our world-famous World Fair.
Breaking news, update in the case of the missing Peitzel children. After 2 bodies were found buried in the basement of a Toronto home, Detective Frank Geyer followed the murderer's trail to Chicago. What he found will chill you to the bone.
The man in custody, originally arrested for insurance fraud, is with us today. His name is H.H. Holmes. So, Holmes, what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, I could just about die from sadness at what happened to those poor girls. I hold myself personally responsible, but I could never have harmed them. It's all laid out in my new book, which you can purchase at...
Our informants tell us that Frank Geyer is searching your Chicago castle right now. What should we expect him to find?
reasonably priced pharmaceutical drugs.
One of your employees has spoken out and said that you owned a soundproof vault. Why was that?
Well, with all the terrible traffic from the fair, I struggled to sleep at night, and I needed to be up to carry out my business at the hotel. I'm only human after all.
So you couldn't have committed the crime as a simple man?
Look, if I had wanted to kill someone, I could have easily gotten away with it.
How would you have done it then?
Chloroform knocks them right out.
That's an awfully dark statement for a simple man, Mr. Holmes.
You're right, I'm not simple. The rest of you are like big, dumb children.
So is that a confession?
A confession? I'm merely taking credit for when credit is due.
Are you confessing to the murders of the 3 lost Peitzel children, Holmes?
I was born with the devil in me. I cannot help the fact that I was a murderer, no more than a poet can help the fact that inspiration to sing I locked them in a trunk and fed them gas through the crack. After they died, I cut off Nellie's clubbed feet and buried the girls in a shallow grave. The imbeciles who returned to the house didn't even notice the smell.
And what about the boy?
He made better kindling than wood. He smelled delicious. But that's not really my taste.
Were there many other victims? There's speculation that the numbers range from the confirmed 9 to 200 murdered.
That's for me to know and you to find out. Or not, given how well the Chicago police did their job.
Well, you heard it here first. H.H. Holmes confessed to killing the missing Peitzel children and many more. Stay tuned. We'll be checking in with Geyer at 7 to hear about his findings at Holmes Castle.